In this module, we will continue to talk about antecedents or drivers of employee engagement. And we have talked about individual level factors, we have talked about immediate supervisor, and we have talked about some job related characteristics. And the final thing is organizational level variables or organizational level characteristics or practices that influence employee engagement. So, employer and organizational factors, fairly speaking, it is hard to put everything here in terms of what has been examined in the past research. There is a large body of research that has examined the organizational practices that influence on employee engagement. But just to give you a few glimpses or very scant reading about, or if you look at this literature in briefly, or even a cursory look at the literature, you will find that a lot of organizational practices have been identified as a precursor or antecedent of employee engagement. So, voice of the employee, we have devoted a separate chapter before this chapter about the employment relations. And in that chapter, we also talked about voice of the employee and how the voice of the employee can be raised, and voice of the employee can be conflictual, and voice of the employee can be consensual. That is something for the benefit of the organization, or that is something where there is a disagreement between the two parties. However, employee engagement, one of the significant antecedent found in the past research is voice of the employee. When employees have given the opportunity to raise their concerns or to raise their voice on organizational issues or job related issues or customer related issues or any issues concerning to the employee's job or their personal life, that is influencing their job as well. So when employees are given the opportunity to raise the voice or show, or there is a mechanism in the organization where you can launch some kind of grievances about your job or the organization, that has a very significant impact on employee engagement. It is very less likely that when nobody is in the organization is listening to you, or nobody invites you to give you suggestions or participate in organizational decision making, or when you have no opportunity to make decisions even about the task you are performing, that will result in a negative relationship between employee and employee engagement and organization. So we say that voice of the employee, organizations must try their best to encourage that employees are able to raise and show their concerns. Um, when employees are given the opportunity to raise their voice, they may feel that, okay, this is a greater opportunity, organization is ready to listen, organization is ready to negotiate, or organization may be trying to solve our problems. So value congruence, a match between individuals' personal values and those required by the organization. So there are some organizational values. For example, I was working for an organization, and that organization has three values, that is respect for people, thirst for excellence, and integrity. So if those three values were matching with the individual values, it was very easy for the congruence or the fit between the that person and the organization. So those organizational values definitely reflect in organizational day-to-day practices or in day-to-day operations, because those are the foundations of an organization vision and mission. So organizational values and the person values, if there is a fit between the two, there is very likelihood that employee engagement would be high. Employer organizational factors, so colleagues who interact frequently with each other significantly influence on the engagement levels of each other. For example, if one employee or the couple of employees or few employees are engaged at workplace, and when they interact with other employees who are engaged or disengaged, they will influence the both parties' engagement. Vice versa. For example, if one party is disengaged or some employees who are disengaged at the organization, they will spread and they will talk about, or they will it will result in a negative impact on those employees who are engaged, or they like to be engaged, or they like their job. So economic or socio-emotional benefits are very important. Definitely employees work for an organization where they get the financial rewards and economical rewards. Where there is no economic and social benefits, this is the organization practice and this is the organization policies. So the lot of other factors about employer and organizational factors, how the employees are treated, how the job is designed, and the support you receive to do your job. For example, if you really need a support to do your job and organization does not provide you the support, it is very, very likely that you will be disengaged. You will say, what can I do when organization is not willing to help me and support me? So a lot of organizational level factors can be identified that can influence on employee engagement, and organizations need to think about what are those practices actually they that disengage their employees not to do those practices. Thank you.